everyone, it's Lauren here, just popping in today to share with you a layout I made just for myself. This one was just a fun one that I saw a beautiful cut file, and I had the new Maggie Holmes Carousel collection in my stash, and I thought time to make something magical with a beautiful photo of my little girl Katie, who had just had her hair put into I don't know what they're called. They're just like these foam roller things that they twist. And so my little girl, who has long hair, we put these rollers in, and out came these beautiful curls when we took them out a little while later. So she was happy to sit down and have a couple of photos for me because she loved her curls too. And so I thought I'd create this layout for her, something that she could pop on her wall in her room, and it was fun and magical and super girly. And when she saw it in its completion, she just loved it. She was so excited. And I think Maggie Holmes has just knocked it out of the park with this collection, and all the little embellishments and accents that she's created to highlight the colour palette she's used has just, made a wonderful collection that I'm pretty sure everyone has fallen in love with. So I got the cut file. I backed the cut file before I started videoing this, because I find backing cut files to be really time consuming, and so I just wanted to not feel the pressure of having it being videoed and doing it faster than I knew that I was capable of. So I backed the cut files, those cute little clouds. As you can see, I did individual colour pieces in each strip of the clouds, which, in hindsight, I'll probably never do it again. But it looks lovely in the end, but it was really time consuming. So I thought, let's skip that part and I can start videoing when it's time to put it together. And even though I have done all that, this still has ended up being quite a long process video. And even though I've put it on like supersonic speed as well. So hang in there, skip forward if you're just wanting to see sort of the end result. But if you want to see how this all came together and my process, my playing with all these beautiful elements, hang in there with me, and hopefully it inspires you to pick up a magical collection for you to do something nice for your daughters or your niece or your cousin, your friend, to pop on their wall in their room. So I'm just playing here. I've used the ephemera pack. I've also used I got the 6x8 paper pad in this collection, which is a really lovely. It's a little bit different from the 6x6, but it allows you to mount photos really well. And so if you come across this collection, have a really good look at that 6x8 paper pad, because I think it's fabulous, and I wish all the pads came in that size. So here I am just adding some layers to my photo, just to help it pop off the page. The cut file and all those pretty accents that I'm fiddling around with there are very busy. So, and obviously the photo needs to be centre stage, because that's the topic, and that's what we want everyone to delight in when they see the layout, is the photo. And so I've backed it in some strong colours in the collection to try and help it pop off the page. And so just fiddling around with that, I did the easy way there and just used my stapler. Usually I use tape. I do get a little bit worried about staples on my layouts and the potential for them to rust in years to come. But I then sort of think, well, the joy is in the journey, and if it doesn't last 10 years, 20 years, or however long, I think that's fine too. For some, for something. Some people like to document their memories to record their history and their family's history and, you know, their ancestors. And I think if we're doing that, which is so important to know where you come from and your heritage and, you know, what makes you, what's made you who you are, I think finding archival products and possibly steering away from the metal elements such as, you know, flares and staples is probably a good idea to just help the longevity of the album. So here I am. I kind of had, we had these cute little bunting tabs that she'd created. So I wanted to kind of like fly the bunting off the circus tent and, you know, off into, you know, just to try and make it more magical, off into space, off into the fair. So they were really great to do that. They're a little bit adhesive, so you can stick them on, but you know they're not permanent. So I had a bit of a play around with that. And then I thought it was all, I just wanted to give it a bit more depth and a bit more dimension. So that's when I grabbed out my Heidi Swap Colour Shine and thought I'd have a little bit of a play around with the background, which would help pop those elements off the page if there was a bit of a, you know, some colour there, and then contrasting with the white of the cut file and then the colours that I'd backed it in, it might all come together. So using just a fairly wide paintbrush and some colour shine and some water mixed in, I just used my cut file as a bit of a guide and tried to remember where the clouds were in sort of those positions, and just worked the product. Had a little bit of a play, add a little bit more, put some splats here and there. Really was, there's definitely no structure or technique to it. I just picked colours that, you know, coordinated with the collection as best they could, and just played around. If you took the cut file away, you would probably think, what's she doing and what does all that look like? But it does come together in the end, and I think it's a good example of just being brave and having a bit of a play. I know that mixed media and using product can be a little bit scary, but it's just paper. It's just a piece of white paper and a little bit of product. So if it doesn't work out the way you'd hoped, then just grab another piece and start on all over again. Mixed media is fun and it's scary at times, but I say just go for it. Have a go, and then you'll learn. The more you play, the more you'll learn your style, the more you'll learn how the media, how the, you know, the mixed media products work for you, and, you know, you'll end up finding something that you're really happy with. So at this point I was sort of thinking, what more? I think I need some more. I need some more embellishments. I need some more, you know, just trying to run it all together. I'm sorry that the layout is sometimes pops down the bottom of the page. The way I film things, I sometimes forget that I need to have my layout a little higher than my desk, higher on my desk than what I usually create at eye level. So I have to remember to pop my layout up a bit higher so you can see everything. So I just wanted to make it feel like the circus tent was on a grounding and not just sort of floating out in limbo. That's why I've added those 12-inch strips across the bottom in the coordinating collection. I always love the white on mixed media, especially when you're using colours like this. It just, I don't know what it does. It just creates that little bit of magic, and yeah, I don't know, just pinks and whites and pastels seem to be the colours that that I lean towards. Have you in your scrapbooking ever thought about what colours you lean to, or whether when you're looking back in your projects, do you ever find that you've got a particular theme that you tend to just gravitate towards, or a particular style? You know, I think I can definitely know that when I'm looking in social media, and on Instagram, Facebook, all those areas. I find that before I've even looked at who created the layout, I can almost pick now who it is. Each scrapbooker has their own unique style, which I think is lovely about the craft. That there's no one way, no one right way, there's no wrong way. It's just about having fun and being creative and filling your soul that way. But do you ever find that? Do you ever scroll through your feeds when you're looking at people's work and think, yep, I know who'd made that, and yep, I know who made that, and just seeing their unique style. I think being inspired by each other is a lovely thing. It keeps us going, and and I encourage you all to reach out to the people that inspire you and just say hello and let them know that you are inspired by them. I think there's nothing nicer than a message from someone in their inbox, just not asking anything of them, but just simply saying, I just wanted to pop in and say, thanks for being creative. Your style really inspires me and I love your work. Just to, if you did that once a day, imagine how many creative people you can touch and make them smile for a day, or just make them feel good as they're walking out the door or something like that. So I encourage you to spread the happiness. If you love someone's designs and things, shoot them a message, make them happy, and I'm sure that if we all did that, we would all end up getting messages every now and then in our inbox telling each other how fabulous we are. I think this is predominantly a female hobby, and I think as women we need to stick together. We need to support each other. We need to uplift each other. I think we carry a heavy load. We're now at a time where we all have to work hard. We all have to bring money into the family. The days of the stay-at-home mum providing for the children seems to be getting, further and further away, and where we have to place so many demands on our life to try and keep all our cards afloat, making sure our children are right, making sure our homes are run well, and making sure everyone's happy, including ourselves. And so I think we need to stick together and tell each other we're fabulous, because we are. We really are. The men in our lives are also equally as fabulous, but maybe they're fabulous in their unique ways as well. So as you can see, I'm just layering up those little pendant like pieces, I think you would call them. I used an adhesive to adhere them down, because although they did have some there, they weren't, it was almost like they were repositionable. I just loved that giraffe. I really wanted to use the zebra somewhere in there, but I'm going to have to save that for another layout. I just think those pieces are just fun and fabulous and creative and magical, and it just makes me think of like Mary Poppins and shows like that just fill our childhood with magic. So I've laid up my photo, I've added a couple of embellishments, I've popped on my cut files and adhered them down, and now's the time where I just want to add those little pieces of extra magic. So when you look closely at your layout, you get to take it all in and notice little things. So those really cute little balloons had to pop in there. The tickets counter with the little girl, saying, come over here and get your ticket, is really cute. So she had to go on there. And here I am just sort of fiddling around. I wanted to draw some more attention to the photo. So I thought if I added some cluster elements around the photo and a really bold, kind of like a pop title or a bold colour title, that might help draw you to Katie, because I have to say those curls in her hair, I think she's just super cute. A little bit biased here, but that's a mummy's job, isn't it? So using, I'm not sure what stickers they were, but they were like they're really bright and shiny and happy, a bit of an epoxy kind of feel, which was just what I was sort of after, to give that bit of a pop. I used a little leftover cloud there to sort of add a layer, throwing some hearts on, and although this, as you can see, this is taking me a little while, and I have to say this is probably one of the longest layouts I've done in a while. Usually I clock around 40 minutes to an hour to get a layout done per layout, my kind of style. This one took a lot longer, especially if we add in the cut file backing time. I thought it needed an extra little layer behind there, so I've just pulled apart a tag. I'm not sure whose that tag it was. I don't think it was part of the Carousel collection, but it might have been one of Maggie Holmes's in the past. So I've just added that extra little pop of a tag there, and some of that gold scalloped edge tape, which it's like gold to me. I'm very careful about how much I use it at the moment, because I'm running low and I can't remember who made it, what happened, but you know, I just love it. So here I am, just popping those extra little elements on. That little heart cluster there, that was, I thought, looked really cute with the extra little bow popping in underneath there. And I just wanted to finish off with some other little stickers from the sticker sheet that came in the Carousel collection as well. Do you guys like Maggie Holmes's goodies? Let me know in the comments what you think what your favourite collection is of hers. And I know that she's just released a new one called Flourish, which I have just popped an order in for in one of our local scrapbooking stores, so I'm looking forward to that arriving. It seems like it's got similar tones but a bit more deeper and richer, and I think here in Australia we're just sort of on the cusp of ending our summer, and we'll be heading into autumn and winter, and those warmer tones will be lovely for some layouts in some wintry photos and wintry clothes that my children will wear and I'll wear, and we'll go from there. I know that I scrapbook my children a lot. I need to scrapbook me and my partner, and maybe, you know, even my everyday moments a little bit more. I really want to get into that. I just get drawn back to delighting in my children, and really want to have some, and I just really love scrapbooking them. I guess it's, you know, it's each to their own, and it's just about the joy of the journey. So I've used some epoxy hearts, and in the Carousel collection there was some gorgeous little star and button accents, and I just want to finish off with some stickers, and I think they're the Tim Holtz ones there. I love the one with the black pop and the white. It's a little bit different. If you like my layout, if you like my style and you want to see more of me doing things with cut files and some mixed media, let me know in the comments. I'm just finishing off with some journaling and some Heidi gold colour shine, which is, you know, super sparkly and lovely. If you like, I'd love you to give me a big thumbs up, like, subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more of my work. I encourage you to reach out and say hello. Reach out and say hello to the people that inspire you. I'm sure it'll make their day. And most importantly, keep scrapping and enjoy the journey. Take care. Bye.